Hi, it's been a while. A week ago I was watching videos and I saw someone using a Korg Poly-800 to make some music. I said to myself, wow, I have one of those. See, in the early 80s we used to go to one of our local music stores just to browse around the house of guitars. Well, one day a synthesizer caught my eye, the Korg Poly-800. They were expensive, at least for me, but I went ahead and bought one. That was about 1984. It was my first keyboard instrument, and I played around with it a lot. It wasn't until 2004, though, that I put it to use to play music that I composed. Had it all set up with the original Mac Titanium laptop, a Mark of the Unicorn 8-channel digitizer, and a MIDI interface. It was a lot of fun. I used it on and off through to 2014, by the way, never putting batteries in it, always on the power adapter. Around in 2014, I did a session with it out at my church, and in that case, I put in the 6 C cells so I didn't have to find a plug for it. Then it went into the basement for these 11 years. Well, after seeing that video, I pulled it up out of the basement, hooked it up to my Fender Mustang mini amp, and turned on the power. This is where the fun began. For one thing, the C cells were still good, even after sitting 11 years. No leakage, and probably only a little down, because I could see the digital display flicker slightly. I tried all the patches, and I found that patch 84 through 88 were messed up. Now I remember back in the day, I did play with making my own patches, but I don't remember messing that many up like that. They'd make a little bit of noise or not work at all. So I looked into it and found that the thing has an internal battery backup for the patch memory. Well, that's amazing because they only are supposed to last about 5 years before replacement. And remember, I said it usually never had C cells in it. So it looks like the backup battery lasted over 40 years, although probably not too well because I lost those few patches. So I found out how to replace the internal battery. People are just soldering in a battery holder for a 2032. And I get mixed information though about what the original battery was. Was it a rechargeable NiCad? Was it just a 2032? If it was rechargeable, it would be a mistake to use a regular 2032. That could pose a big problem. Anyways, I ordered the battery holder and I left the idea of whether I had to put in a regular 2032 or a rechargeable 2032 for later after I pull the old battery out. I figure I needed to at least save my current patches in sequence to tape and then reload the factory patches. I have the tape that came with the unit somewhere in a box in the basement. This is fine, but I didn't have a patch cord to hook my tape recorder to the Poly 800, so I ordered what I thought made sense. See, my tape player and my Zoom H4n both have stereo out for playback to the Korg, but the Korg, after looking at the schematics, uses mono inputs and outputs for the tape. So I ordered a little stereo to mono adapter plug and a mono patch cable. The adapter just passes one channel. I wanted this because I did not like the idea of using a mono plug in a stereo jack or a stereo plug in a mono jack. In those cases, one channel gets shorted to ground. So while waiting for the cable, I decided to do an experiment. I pulled the C cells out, measured them to be at just over 1.4 volts, which is crazy for batteries that sat in a basement for 11 years. After about a minute, I put them back in. Well, since I did not lose my good patches after that, I realized that yes, I do have an internal battery backup. Early versions of the Poly 800 did not have that, and it's still working after 40 years. Then I pulled the batteries out again and flipped the unit over and pulled off the bottom case to take a look at the battery. It was a little dusty in there, but I did check it out and found that the battery was running at 3.2 volts. I put it all back together and put a compatible power pack on it and waited for the patch cable. Eventually that came in, and I was able to use my H4n to save my old patches, verify them, and then restore the factory patches. The parameters for that are the H4n was set to mono recording. I plugged the stereo adapter into the 1/8 inch external mic jack on the back, the mono cable between that and the Korg Tape 2 jack. Switch the Korg to tape enable, and then it plays a carrier tone. You can use the carrier tone to set the record level to about 50%. Hit record on the H4n and hit save on the Korg. The dump takes about 14 seconds. To verify you plug the stereo adapter into the headphone/line out, jack on the H4n mono cable into that, the other end into the Korg tape from jack. After some trial and error trying to verify, I found I had to set the level on the Korg to high and the H4n audio out level to 92. Hit verify on the Korg and play on the H4n. After a good verify, all I had to do was switch to the copy I made of the factory sounds on the H4n, set the sequence and program enable switches on the Korg, and hit load on the Korg and play on the H4n. In a few seconds I had my patches back. Always remember to switch the sequence and program switches to disable so you don't accidentally mess up your patches. So now I'm back in business. Here's a sample of the Poly-800 playing one of my songs.